All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for showing up and tuning in this morning. I usually have an HA after dark. I didn't last evening, so I wanted to go ahead and do an earlier segment than usual. And there's so much to talk about. I'm going to go just right into it. For people who are used to the uploads, who have said, HA, I like the uploads, I'm going to get to the most important information within the first half an hour. So rest assured, all of this information will be discussed. And there were a couple of things that took place in the IG report that I want to really address and analyze and emphasize. To the super chat, thank you so much for going ahead and really powering this channel. And you know what? I should probably fix my my YouTube. Okay, so hold on a second. Let's see. Yes. Okay, and then now. All right. All right, that's a little better. Okay. So thank you, everybody. We have 143 people within 1 minute. Let's go ahead. So Rod Rosenstein didn't read, if you could believe this, he didn't read the Carter Page FISA warrant. And what he said was, well, so many other people read it, so I didn't have to. My job, however, was to sign it. So here's the article, which is kind of pathetic when you consider that everyone on the planet, knows that there was that Carter Page didn't do anything. He was actually working with the FBI for a moment. And B, it was Rod Rosenstein's job to read the FISA warrant that he approved. It doesn't matter if three judges signed off on it. They were given information that was not complete. So that's the big issue. The big issue is that they were given information that was not complete. But Rosenstein refuses to say whether he read Carter Page FISA warrant. Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein refused to say Thursday whether he read the secret surveillance warrant used to snoop on a Trump campaign figure last year, frustrating congressional Republicans who urged him to push for an end to the Russia investigation. Mr. Rosenstein sat for a 5-hour grilling before the House Judiciary Committee, where he fended off questions about the role that anti-Trump FBI agent Peter Strzok played in starting the Russia investigation, how long Robert Mueller's investigation would last, and whether he would hand over sensitive documents that Congress requested. And it really was the Rosenstein investigation, because he was very protective of that. He kept on saying the same things. Well, when it's done, when it's done, when it's done. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. When it's done, it's an investigation into a crime that has never been committed. So you have a situation where they're saying, well, we'll investigate, we'll stop investigating when we've reached a conclusion, but there's no predicate crime. And then you have like these snarky people like, oh my God, Rod Rosenstein did so well. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He completely exposed himself as a person who just hides behind bureaucracy. There are 5 different excuses he used. 1, I wasn't there. It's Loretta Lynch and James Comey's fault. 2, it's classified. Can't talk about it. 3, it's an ongoing investigation. I can't talk about it. 4, it's a FISA warrant. I can't talk about it. And 5, I'm not the one doing the redacting. So it's just absolutely ridiculous. Just absolutely ridiculous. And in addition to those 5 excuses, he kept on in a condescending manner saying, well, I appreciate your concern. I appreciate your concern. I appreciate your concern. I appreciate your concern. No, you don't appreciate anyone's concern. You obviously don't appreciate anyone's concern. Obviously. So let's go ahead and so you have Jim Jordan. Why won't you give us the questions we asked for? And we'll listen to this right now. But Louis Gohmert has a great exchange where like people don't realize that it's not Gohmert that looks bad. It's Rosenstein that looks bad in this. Let's go ahead and get to the Gohmert exchange. So Louis Gohmert is basically like, you didn't read the FISA warrant. And Louis Gohmert, Rosenstein, FISA. Louis Gohmert is basically saying that you didn't read the FISA warrant. Why not? And then Rosenstein explains, well, so many other people signed off on it, but that's not it. That's completely irrelevant. That is completely and utterly irrelevant. Here you go.
Many of your responses is, just to be clear, or was meeting with Christopher Steele, getting the information about the dossier that Bruce Orr had. So, well, let me ask you about this. You said earlier, Bruce words that you read it.
Okay, so
everything now it was not the part of it.
You should certainly understand what's part of it, sir.
But that now you say you approved that.
No.
All right, so here's what takes place. Rosenstein is asked point blank by Louis Gohmert. And by the way, in the super chat, if you have any questions regarding any of this, or if you want to just make a statement, thank you again to the super chat people. You guys and gals run, or I should say fuel, these live streams. I didn't do an HA After Dark, so I wanted to go ahead and do an earlier one today, but we'll be doing a bunch today because there's a lot of things going on. There will be a lot of things going on today. It's going to be a very, very interesting day, so I'll be doing a bunch of live streams. But this is Louis Gohmert. Check out Louis Gohmert and how Rosenstein reacts.
Oh, you were asking about
the 4 applications to spy on Carter Page, and I think you've been a bit vague on whether you even signed.
No, FISA. Let me try to clarify for you, if I may.
Well, did you sign the 4th FISA application?
I approve the filing of a
okay.
I approve these people hide behind like bureaucrats, Democrats, James Comey, Rod Rosenstein. They hide behind semantics and words and meanings and definitions. I approved. He was asked, did you sign the warrant? Well, I approved it. Okay, so then they have to waste time. Well, did you sign it? We know you approved it. Did you sign it? Hello, UK. Hello, everyone watching. Thank you. Hello, Russian Colluder Bot 3K. Hello, everyone. So they're like, oh, did you sign it? He's like, well, I approved it. Finally, he says he signed it.
Now you say you approved that application. Now, that's going before a FISA. That's your job. Okay. You approved it. Well, when you approve a FISA application, in your mind, does that mean you should read it and understand what's part of it?
You should certainly understand what's part of it, sir.
Unbelievable. Hello, Scotland. Hello, Scotland. I have a great many people from Scotland, and I'm very, very proud. Thank you, Scotland, for watching. Vancouver, thank you. So we have a situation here where Rod Rosenstein states that you should certainly understand it, but you don't necessarily need to read it. You should understand, but that doesn't mean you need not read in order to understand what you're signing, according to Mr. Rosenstein. This is huge, and this we'll get to Comey being investigated for ethics issues, because Christopher Wray very clearly states that the people most prominently discussed or written about in the IG report have now been referred to the Office of Professional Responsibility. The Office of Professional Responsibility within the FBI is the very office that basically railroaded and threw Andrew McCabe under the bus, which it's not under the bus. Actually, they did their job. So they're the ones that actually gave the information to Sessions and said, hey, you know what? You probably want to fire this guy. When you live by bureaucracy, your political demise will take place from democracy. So that's right. I poo-pooed out last night, that's for sure. That's a reference to being tired and John Brennan, everybody. So, okay. So, all right.
But you're parsing words, so that doesn't mean you need to read it, in your opinion. Is that correct?
It depends on the circumstances, sir, and
Well, telling you.
It depends on the circumstances, sir. Rod Rosenstein is smiling. He's hiding behind bureaucracy. Oh, don't you know that if you only knew how important we all are, if you only knew that this was just the way we do things, if you only knew this was just the way we do things, then my goodness. You know, we can't go ahead and actually read the information. Why would we do that? So he's being condescending, and the condescending hubris of bureaucrats is what Democrats love. Democrats love appeals to authority. They love authority, but they love authority that they control. When they can say, well, the experts say this. So when Obama said the experts say that nobody can rig an election, nobody can cheat in an election. It's never been proven by the experts. He appealed to authority. And then, of course, he contradicted himself, and the Democratic Party contradicted themselves when they thought that Hillary Clinton was going to win. It was, oh my goodness, the experts say this is so fair. Oh my goodness, all the pollsters, oh my goodness, everybody in the know has said that Clinton is going to lose or to win. So we don't have to question anything. It's all about the experts and the pollsters and the most intelligent people in the room. Oh my God, she lost. Oh my goodness, she lost. What do we do now? Oh, well, the experts and the intelligence community, namely James Comey, James Clapper, and John Brennan, three of the most corrupt American politicians we've ever had, ever, or bureaucrats, they said that, oh, by the way, Russia interfered in the election. Well, how did they do so? Oh, well, you know, there were $46,000 worth of Facebook ads. Yeah, okay. $46,000 worth of pre-election Facebook ads. How many votes did that change? How many votes did that alter? Oh, well, we can't tell you. Well, in fact, we don't even know. All right. Well, how else did they influence the election? Well, they hacked the DNC. How do you know this? Well, because the company that was hired by the DNC repeated their claim that they were hacked. Well, did the DNC give its service to the FBI or anyone in the U.S. government? No. No. Yoni A. Yoni A. Yoni A. Thank you. Who? Who's the bigger a-hole, Strzok or Rosenstein? And can we launch both into orbit onto Space Force? And can we launch both into orbit once Space Force is up and running? P.S. I'm listening to this from my office in Soho, New York. If they only knew. Yes. Hello, New York. Yoni A, you're awesome. Well, who's the bigger a-hole? I would say Strzok is. In the a-hole Olympics, Strzok is the... Well, I'll tell you who the gold medalists are. The a-hole Olympics, Comey. So Comey is the gold medal winner. Strzok is silver. He won the silver medal for a-holes. No, I'm sorry. You have Clinton, gold medal, and then you have Comey silver, and then Strzok bronze. It could have been a three-way tie depending on the tape. But yes, in the a-hole Olympics, and that's the a-hole Olympics for 2016. For 2000 and it's a yearly competition. The Clintons rank 1 or 2, Bill or Hillary 1 or 2. They've been working and practicing their whole lives. So, but Yoni A, thank you so much, Yoni A. Arundel, thank you, Arundel. Thank you, Arundel, so much. Thank you for your support. Thank you, sir. So Yoni A, Arundel, yeah, I mean, all of this is just, it's a matter of one reason that I am somewhat successful in my YouTube channel and my writing or who I am is because I try to be myself. And of course, when I'm being myself, people hate me. So people have said how annoying I am and how much they dislike me, and they write hit pieces on me, and they just can't stand what I say. But when I was being myself and I said, look, Clinton is not going to win, in 2015, they thought that I was nuts. And I was right. Now, of course, people are saying, HA, come on. Even a lot of people who like me are like, HA, it's never going to happen. People who don't like me, of course, are like, he's crazy again. But it's eventually going to take place. The indictments will eventually take place for Clinton, meaning that she'll be charged for crimes. Whether she sees a jail cell, I don't know. I can't tell you that. I can tell you that but Drake. But thank you all for all the kind words. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, everybody. John. Thank you, Crazy Eddie. Thank you, all of them. Bud Drake, thank you. But more impersonations. I will get to that in a little bit. But, thank you for watching from Japan. Thank you. Japan Satoko, thank you. But let's continue with this. And you should see that Rosenstein, he's laughing, he's smiling. He thinks he's so cool. These people are hiding. Anytime they're cornered, they run back into the bureaucratic cave of semantic mangling and twisted definitions. Oh, I can't, I wasn't the one doing the redacting. It's not my fault. Nothing is anyone's fault in a bureaucratic setting. That's true, Adam. Very true. Nothing is anyone's fault in a bureaucratic setting because you can always hide behind the faults of other people. Well, it's not my on Twitter. Really great individual, Sergeant T, United States Marine Corps, always a Marine. Don't forget about A-hole McCabe. I gotta say, and yes, but in the A-hole Olympics, I mean, what's after bronze? I don't know. Because I mean, if you're talking about a battle of a-holes, you're talking about the a-hole competition. Strzok, Comey, and McCabe, they can alternate. Then of course there's the the Hall of Fame, a-hole Hall of Fame. That's Bill and Hillary. But I mean, I think that Strzok, McCabe, and I think that definitely Strzok and Comey did worse than, well, they all did. McCabe was all part of it too. McCabe just got caught. That's the thing. Larry Eisenberg gave them all gold. That's true. Aluminum. That's right, Sandra. Aluminum. I just don't know. I don't know. I can't really. They all are so corrupt. You can't really put a winner as to who is the most corrupt. Obviously, Hillary. It was all for Hillary. We did it all for you, Hillary. I mean, look at the cast of characters. You have James Clapper, John Brennan. I'll let you know that I was gold. I won top a-hole in my junior high class. I want you to know that nobody is a bigger a-hole than me. And if anyone thinks they are, I'll have an a-hole competition, and you'll see what a real a-hole is. I think that when you talk about, I mean, the Obama administration was full of the biggest scandals, and at the end of the administration, the media was just complicit, and that's the problem. It was complicit. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's just finish this really quickly.
Being a former felony state judge,
Yes.
if I had somebody like you come before me and now it was revealed later that the guy that signed and approved an application for a warrant.
This guy looks like Alfred E. Newman, Rod Rosenstein. If you know Mad Magazine, it's like and liberals now, they love him. Oh my God. One person on Twitter put him in like a Superman, like what was he, Superman? Was he on France 24? Interesting. Was he speaking French? James Clapper? Probably not. He looks like Rod Rosenstein. I mean, he looks like Alfred E. Newman. But he's all laughing. He thinks he's so cool, and liberals love it. They're like, "Oh my God, this is so great," and they're so petulant. They don't realize that the bureaucracy that they're hiding. Democrats don't realize that the same bureaucracy, the same intelligence community. Hello, Bobby. Hello, everyone. The same intelligence community, the same bureaucracy. All of this is going to actually turn on Democrats. It's going to hurt the Democratic Party. It's going to actually turn, and when they praise Rod Rosenstein and before they loved Comey, it's all going to come back to haunt them. This is not good for the Democratic Party because it has nothing to do with traditional liberal principles. Liberals don't usually blame Russia. Liberals don't usually get in bed with the intelligence community or whatever, utilize the CIA to their advantage. Then you have Christopher CNN. Christopher has no idea what the deep state is. Well, then I guess it doesn't exist. I guess it doesn't exist. Let's continue.
I don't
had not even read the application that would allow spying on somebody, I would look at everything he signed from then on with a jaundiced eye. And I'm telling you, I was concerned about this.
To explain, sir?
Well, you have. You've said no.
Give me a chance to explain, sir. There's always an explanation. With Rosenstein and with every like other, you know, DOJ bureaucrat or FBI bureaucrat, even Christopher Wray, who is I think one of probably the good guys in this ultimately. He's like, well, you know, they're like, well, why didn't Peter Strzok answer those questions? His certain questions, like why he went to London and all those things. And his lawyer was like, well, his FBI attorney said, well, don't answer those questions. Don't answer those questions. And they asked Christopher Wray, they're like, well, why did the FBI tell Strzok not to answer the questions? And Christopher Wray says, well, I don't know. I wasn't there. He's the head of the FBI. And so when Rod Rosenstein says, and when they asked him, well, where are the documents? We asked for documents. And what the DOJ does is they give 800,000 documents, almost all of which are meaningless to the GOP, have nothing to do with what the Republicans asked. And then like on the 699,000th page, there's some redacted information. And they're like, well, wait a second. We had to sift through all these pages of information. Why don't you help us out and give us the information we need without all of this superfluous information? And he's like, well, I'm not the one doing the redacting. You're not the one doing the redacting. Oh, I see. Then when they corner any of them, and that goes for Comey and McCabe and all of them, Strzok, Rosenstein, didn't know the names of, that's right. Diak, that's right. He didn't want to talk about the informants. He didn't want to talk about anything. It's a giant game of keep away. But the interesting thing is, and it's a sad testament to American politics also. The Republicans could have passed that resolution that leading to impeachment and contempt of Congress for Rosenstein a long time ago. They waited this long. And I was saying this like for about 2 years, that I knew that they were going to wait for 2018. I knew that they were going to wait for 2018 to kind of ratchet up the pressure. Because that was, I mean, the Mueller probe was just sucking the life out of American politics and sucking the life out of Republican politics, I should say, traditional Republican, congressional Republican politics. And then there was like 70, and so they wanted to turn the tables. And there was $70,000 on a desk. Andrew McCabe spent $70,000 on a table. So, I mean, he was obviously, the FBI hid it from Congress. That's called laundering money. It's not, doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that. So this is an article. So he spent 70 grand on a desk. Even a conference table, I mean, a $5,000 conference table, I would say is a very expensive conference table. Let's say it's the most elaborate, amazing, special oak, whatever, engraved conference table. $5 grand of taxpayer money for a conference table. This is 70 grand. Former FBI Director Andrew McCabe was fired for lying under oath. Spent $70,000 in taxpayers' money on a conference table. The FBI also redacted the conference table's steep price tag from documents that members of the Senate Judiciary Committee requested. They're redacting everything that is painful and embarrassingly painful and shameful to them. $70,000 on a desk. 8675309. So I just saw that right now. $10,000 on a toilet. It's obvious. They're obviously laundering money. It's not like,
I have not approved it. Well,
I did approve it.
I didn't ask that question because you said you approved it, but you took out the words that you read it. And so it is my time.
Taxes will suspend. I just want to make it clear to the Deputy Attorney General, you will be afforded a full opportunity to respond once his time is expired. If he wants to yield to you during that.
And my time continued to run while the chairman took up some of my time. So
You'll have that.
And actually I was being interrupted. I did not have a question. I was taking the words that the Deputy Attorney General himself said. So, well, let me ask you about this. You said earlier Bruce Orr was not working on the Russia investigation. Let me ask you, here's
My knowledge.
not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge. There's 537 people. We're 30 minutes in. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and text this out. Share this out on Facebook. To my super chat people, if you want to go ahead and bring up any topic, let me know, or any question or any statement you want to make. I'll read it out. We got 550 people watching. Let's go ahead and continue. Share the link to this on Facebook or Twitter if you're on it, or Instagram, or But so now he doesn't know Bruce Orr gave the Steele dossier to James Comey. Nellie Orr, Bruce Orr's wife, was working for Glenn Simpson at Fusion GPS. Look, when this is all said and done, and Trump yet again wins. He won the election. He got his tax cuts. He got, peace between North and South Korea. The Democrats are shamefully calling it a photo op, which is absolutely ridiculous. President Obama won the Nobel Peace Prize, and he did not. Then he destroyed Libya. Clinton became the nominee after cheating Bernie, and she stole $10 billion from Haiti and all these things. She voted for the Iraq War. In 2 years, there's détente, there's North and South Korea, and an historic handshake and meeting. Hello, Lisa in England. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. HA, when are you getting a MAGA hat? Once Trump wins, I might just put on the MAGA hat in 2020 for that episode, because it's going to be absolutely glorious. Not necessarily because I am conservative in every policy, because I'm not. But exposing FBI, corrupt FBI agents, CIA agents, a corrupt intel community is very, very, very important. Hello, Philippines. I wouldn't wear a Q shirt just because, though, I'm not really into Q. So no offense to anybody who is. Oh my goodness. But I'm not really into Q because I don't know who the source is. Even if a source is correct or not correct, or right sometimes, or alluding to things or whatever, I just want to know who the source is. That is a nice pickup. Yes. Sergeant T, USMC, exactly. 70 grand for oh, and just really quickly, 500 million. This is Time magazine. Obama spent 500 million. You want to know on what? So Team Obama spent 500 million training 4 or 5 Syrian rebels. 4 or 5. Foreign policy. The Pentagon wasted 500 million training Syrian rebels. Well, how many? A division? You know, hundreds and hundreds or thousands, or how many? Well, this is foreign policy. When H.A. Goodman says something on YouTube, I back it up with, so the new plan promises, okay, so they're talking about the new Syrian plan under Obama. The new plan promises to be more narrowly focused than the previous one, which embarrassed the White House by producing virtually no fighters. The original $500 million training program began in the spring of 2015 with talk of fielding a force of 5,000 rebels by the end of the year. But due to desertions and attacks by other rebel groups, produced only 5 trained fighters. 5 trained fighters, 500 million. 5 trained fighters. So there you go. There you go. So 500 million for 5 fighters and 70 grand for a desk. We got Sancho's 100% right. We got 500 million suckers. Exactly. Well, it's one of two things though. Like the the Syrian rebels could have said, "Hey, we got 500 million," or it was another money laundering thing. If you buy $70,000 for a desk, 70 grand for a desk, 70 grand, you're laundering money. A $5,000 conference table is a gorgeous conference table, a gorgeous, beautiful conference table. Okay. Furniture is not expensive. Like, you can get nice furniture. It's not that expensive. 70 grand. It needs to be engraved with, like, you know, like angels and crazy thing. I don't know. $70,000 for desk. No. Well, let's just finish this up.
Your knowledge, did you not know that Bruce Orr was meeting with Christopher Steele, getting information about the dossier and supplying that information to the FBI at the same time his wife Nellie was working for Fusion GPS that was helping Hillary Clinton? Did you not know he was doing that for the FBI?
Correct.
You did not know that. Okay. So
Louis Gomer's like, did you not know that? He's like, correct. How kind of answer? It's a yes or no question. You didn't know or you knew? Correct. Do you want, chocolate ice cream or vanilla ice cream? Yes. Oh, that's really good communication. I don't know what you're talking about. Why don't you answer normally, like a normal person? Yes or no? Yes or no? Horace, yes. With maximum respect, I think that $70,000 a table is indication of a bloated budget, wherein they will spend it all or get less the following cycle. That is true. Okay, so you're right on that. So I could be wrong on the money laundering part. That's true. That's true. They could be using the money to, like, okay, here we got all this money. Here's some money on the side. We'll go ahead and. But you're right. That is a bloated budget. You're right. So that is 100% right. So Horace, thank you. You're 100% right on that, Horace. Bible or traditions? Thank you, Horace and Bible or Traditions, for always supporting this channel. Bible or Tradition, the Dems went off the hinges. When the Supreme Court justice retired, the Dems are going to block every Supreme Court justice Trump puts up. Roe v. Wade will be the litmus test. It's going to get very ugly this year. Vote yes. And for me, I'm glad that gay marriage is legal throughout the country. If gay people want to suffer like us, no, I'm joking. I'm joking. No, I'm glad that gay marriage is legal. So that was a great Supreme Court decision. In terms of my, progressive value system here and there, liberal value system that I have, there are certain things that I wouldn't want in a conservative Supreme Court, but something very important to me, Bible or Traditions, is 100% right. Now that I realize how important the Second Amendment is, I do not want a Supreme Court, and I don't want anyone to take away my right to not only protect myself and my family, but also to enjoy the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment for me is about enjoying myself. It's about a beautiful time, catharsis, something that's just absolutely just fun. People should realize it's like an extreme sport, you could say. Oh, Angel Dibs. HA, could you do Bill Clinton calling Stormy? Yes, I'll do that in a second. But Bible or Traditions, you are 100% right. The Dems went off the hinges when the Supreme Court justice retired. You are 100% right. Crazy Eddie. Custom FBI want a 6 U-Up table. Walk away, Patriots. Exactly. Crazy Eddie. Yes. 100% Crazy Eddie. Yes. Bible or Traditions. You're 100% right. And I want a Supreme Court that upholds the rights. What was that? There was a county in Illinois that banned semi-automatic handguns, and then they lost. The NRA sued them, and they lost. You can't ban semi-automatic handguns. Why? For what purpose? As if a revolver, the double action revolver is drastically different. And when Chelsea Handler's like, well, my protection or my protection doesn't have semi-automatic handguns. Well, what do they have? 357s, 44 magnums, Dirty Harry. Those are very powerful weapons. Very, very powerful firearms. Anyway, so I want a Supreme Court to go ahead and protect my Second Amendment rights. But, well, let's go ahead, ladies and gentlemen. Did we lose the stream or what's going on? Am I here? Am I still here? I should be live. What happened? What's going on? Anybody have stream issues? Oh, no. Live stream. Thank you. Thank you, 2 cents. Thank you, 2 cents. Thank you. Thank you, 2 cents. I appreciate that. Thank you, 2 cents. So let's see. Is there anything wrong with... I'm going to try to find out if there's something wrong with the live stream. If you can still hear me, let me know. Let me know if you can still hear me. So I don't know. I think I'm still on, but Let me know if you can still hear me. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you can still hear me or if the live stream is still ongoing. All right. Well, let me see what's going on, and let's see. Is there anything wrong? No. 0 strikes. I didn't say anything or do anything, so I don't think that there's anything wrong here. For some reason, there seems to... All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and I guess we'll cut this short. We went 46 minutes. All right, let's go ahead and try this up a little later. And thank you so much. Let's go ahead and try this later. Thank you. Thank you.